In this video, I'd like to have a look at the Smart Navigator. The Smart Navigator is a feature you see here on the left side we introduced in 2025. And the Smart Navigator can be activated, deactivated, can be dragged to any location you want on the screen. You can dock it wherever you want or leave it floating on the second screen. I'll dock it back here on the side. As soon as I select any of the assemblies here, we'll see them highlight in all the views. We can see as well the various components, and from there we can apply a right mouse click to individually show a certain assembly or a member, see its properties. Perhaps you could also edit some of the properties. There's also a specific edit function for it, for the member, for the assembly. And if you have a lot of editing to do, you can always fold out this side panel, whereby then you can see the various properties of some of the components and immediately edit them one after another. We can see a bit more information as well here at the bottom. So a couple of properties, information about the component or the element we're selecting. The information you can see down there can be fully customized. We have a little icon for that here, which controls the settings. We can also view the various documents of a certain component or assembly. I can see, for example, that this component is present in a certain number of documents. To open these documents, we just double click on it, but also here. And for example, single part drawings or nested drawings of this assembly. A nice feature as well in the Smart Navigator, we can see all the little green ticks over here, meaning or indicating that these elements have been marked. But if I were to modify one of these, so let's for example edit something, editing for example the designation, and I would like to, for example, edit also the property of this component. As soon as I do this, I can see that there's a little red tick all of a sudden, meaning that this component has changed since the last marking. And if I want to figure out how many elements have been modified since the last marking, I can switch on this filter. We can filter on all kind of criteria. By default now I've set it to anything that still has to be marked, meaning has been modified or newly added since the last marking. And I can isolate these components just by pressing the little sheet icon to show basically the result of my filter criteria. So it gives us a good indication of what still has to be marked, or what is the status, so to speak, of the various components in this job.